Hi, my name is Farid Khan. I'm a storage architect with Hewlett-Packard Enterprise, and today I'm joined by...
I'm Ezat Dayeh. I'm a systems engineering manager with Cohesity in the UK.
Welcome. Today's video is about your DHCI environment and Cohesity data platform and how you can do your backup and recovery. This is the second video in the series. If you haven't watched the first video, I suggest you guys see the first one for introduction of the data platform. So today is let's talk about my DHCI environment, right? I'm running my mission critical applications in there. Got my virtual machines, obviously talking to the AF Nimble all-flash 40 array. Yep. I also have my physical servers talking to the all-flash 40 array as well, Windows and Linux. I might be running some, say, databases. I might be running some, maybe Windows domain controllers, so on and so forth. So let's first talk about the virtual machine. So how would a data platform back up or protect my virtual environment?
Okay, so the first thing to say is that the solution for Cohesity with Data Protect is completely agentless.
Okay.
So actually the only thing we need to do is provide the virtual center credentials into the Cohesity data platform. And what that will do is it will automatically go out and it will discover all of the virtual machines that we have in the environment. Yeah. And then we can start to create policies and then just start backing up that data.
Excellent. So then you can create a schedule. The policy is a backup schedule.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
the
policy really determines two major things. Right. How often we want to back up and how long we want to retain those backups for, so the retention period.
Now, talk to me about the Nimble all-flash 40 array. Obviously, everything is running on the storage array. Yep. Can we do those virtual machine backups in an efficient manner so we can take advantage of the snapshot capabilities inside the Nimble all-flash 40?
Absolutely, yeah. So we integrate with Nimble storage, and so when a backup request is called, the signal comes to the system, and the VMware will take a snapshot of the virtual machines, and then a hardware snapshot will then occur on the Nimble storage array with my virtual machines inside there. We can then back up the data from the snapshot into the Cohesity data platform, and we will also index each of these virtual machines as well. So all of the files contained within these will also be indexed for restore purposes.
So in that case, we don't have to keep the backup or the snapshot on the vCenter for too long.
Exactly.
We don't have to worry about the VM stun, and we don't have to worry about the chain block tracking. And,
exactly.
Right. Okay, great. So that's great. So that's good info. So what about my physical servers that I'm running here? So basically my Windows physical server is also connected to my Nimble all-flash array. Yep. And I have some Linux servers out there as well talking to my all-flash array as well. Yep. So how do I protect my physical Windows and Linux machines?
Good question. So now the difference between physical and virtual is that there is no built-in backup API in physical systems. So in those instances, we do actually deploy an agent. Okay. So we deploy the Cohesity agent. We're not also limited to just Windows and Linux. We can cover things like other platforms as well. Yeah, okay. Unix type platforms. Okay. And we will manage the agents as well centrally from the Cohesity data platform. So when it comes to refreshing them or upgrading them, we can do that in an automated manner as well. And then it's exactly the same process. We need to establish a policy. We need to determine how often we want to do the backups and also how long we want to retain those for.
Excellent.
And everything else is the same.
So that's pretty straightforward. So we are able to do backups on my virtual and physical environment, applications and databases. Great. So now let's talk about recovery, right? So something happened.
That's why we back up.
Yeah, that's right. So a user deleted a file, maybe a Windows document or Word or Excel, or could be anything really. How do we recover a single item from the backup?
So this is a really nice differentiator because, as I mentioned, we index all of the virtual machines and the file data. We actually present them with a search box. So when they go to recover a single file, they can just start typing just the first few letters of the file, and we will list every instance of that file we've seen with our global indexing, and then you can choose to either download the file or recover it back to the server, or even recover it to a completely different server, perhaps a dedicated recovery server.
So for instance, you want to make sure that's the correct file before you recover it to production.
Yeah, exactly. And we also recover it with the full permission set as well, which is quite unique as well.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So that's great. So now let's talk about, let's just say my whole virtual machine. It's not booting up, it's crashed, blue screen, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't work anymore, it's just dead. So how can I recover my whole entire virtual machine?
Good question. So typical example, we are rolling out patches across the virtual machines in the environment, and actually we have multiple failures or blue screens. So when it comes to recovery of virtual machines, again, we use the same search box. You search for the name of your virtual machine. We will then list wherever we find instances of that. And then when you go to recover it, we actually perform an instant recovery. We actually refer to this as instant mass recovery because I'm not just talking about 1 or 2 VMs. This could be 5, 10, 50, 100 VMs. And the way in which we do that is that we basically present an NFS data store from Cohesity to the virtual environment with the recovered virtual machines, and they can immediately start to boot. Once they've begun and finished their booting process, we then will start to vMotion that data back into the production data stores sitting on the AF40.
Got it. So basically, to bring the VM online quicker, you would do the IMR to the ESX host that we have.
Exactly.
And while users are accessing those machines, you know, in real time, and then you will, in the back end, vMotion that data from the NFS store back into the Nimble or Flash array.
That's right.
So it's back to production.
Exactly.
That is great.
But as far as the user concerned, they got their data back pretty much instantaneously.
Up and running. Excellent. So that is great for my virtual and physical environment. Now let's talk a little bit about, there's folks out there, obviously a lot of them are running on Office 365. You got your email sitting in the cloud. Now, as you know, Microsoft gives you just 30 days worth of retention for your deletion. So let's just say I have a user, maybe a mailbox is running in the cloud, and how can I, A, protect that data, and 2, how would I recover that data?
Sure. So you're absolutely right. You know, with Office 365, not a lot of people know that, but you get very limited ability to recover data. So a lot of customers are waking up to this, and we can protect Office 365 natively either by backing data up from the cloud into the data platform that might be sitting in a data center, or we can actually back up the data to Cohesity that might be actually functioning in a public cloud. And it doesn't have to be Azure, it can be AWS, it can be GCP, it could be any of the public cloud vendors, it doesn't really matter. But we will basically back up all of the mailboxes and provide single item restore you know, for that capability.
So what you're saying is, let's say a user deleted an email maybe 3 months ago, 6 months ago, and we have backup of that particular mailbox from Office 365. You're saying I can recover that one single email back into Office 365?
As long as they've set the retention correctly and it's there, absolutely, that's the plan.
So folks, that was the information on the data platform and how you can use it to protect your production mission critical environment running on the Nimble DHCI platform that you have. And you can back up your virtual environment, you can back up your physical environment, you can do quick single item recovery, you can recover your whole entire VM infrastructure fairly quickly, and you can also back up and recover Office 365. Thank you very much, Ezat. In the next video, we're going to talk about ransomware and how to protect against cryptovirus and things like that. And be sure to watch that video. Thank you very much.